Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this afternoon session of MAL-003. And it is once again our proud privilege to host this session for you. We at IGNOU Regional Center Vadagara, at Thank IGNOU headquarters and the school for this opportunity for hosting this these series of sessions for the MA Arabic students throughout the country. We are indeed fortunate that once again we are having with us Professor Mohammad Salim, the faculty from the School of Foreign Languages at the IGNOU headquarters. Welcome to you, sir. And we are meeting you after a gap of 2 weeks. So we are just discussing that even 2 weeks looks a long period of time now. Now that we have got used to seeing each other so very often. So welcome to you, sir. And it is indeed a proud privilege to have you once again with us. And I am also happy to have our Assistant Regional Director, Madam Dr. Pramila O, with us, who has also spared her valuable time to join us in this afternoon telecast. And I also welcome all the learners from across the country who are joining us in this webcast. So without any further delay, let me welcome Mohammad sir to take over the proceedings from me and address the learners. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajesh, Senior Regional Director, RC Vatagra, and Madam Pramila for her presence here. And I also, really I missed the last session, and it is like I did, complete previous session a month ago. So certainly now it has become like a habit to be with you all every week at least once and share our thoughts and talk about Arabic, a particular topic related to MA in Arabic. So dear learners, today we will focus. We are selecting some important sections or topics because it is difficult for us to cover all the units, okay, given the short span of time and the limited of the available resources or resource persons, okay. So today I will focus on al-qissa al-qasira, that is development of we are doing modern Arabic, we are focusing on modern Arabic literature. And as you know, the modern Arabic literature has different genre, like it has novel, it has the short story, it has drama, and all these essay means written by the eminent people or eminent writers, Arab writers in 19th and 20th century. And of course, it includes the modern Arabic poetry and poetry by Egyptian poets, poetry by Syrian poets, poetry by Lebanese poets, especially all those poets who migrated from Lebanon to North America and South America. And if you remember, you can recall we talked about Khalil Gibran in the previous session, where we in detail discussed about his life and time and his works. Okay, and in what way, in how this migration literature, what we call today al-adab al-mahjari or migration literature, how it all developed. Okay, and their impact on the modern Arabic literature or contribution to the modern Arabic literature. Okay, so on prominent personalities associated with that migration literature, all that we talk it. So all these aspects, all these areas, they are very much part of modern Arabic literature. Okay, so in the previous session I really wished I can read read some sections from Khalil Gibran, especially his novels and his stories and his poems, all these in fact, but time perhaps is not you know is time is short, and it will be difficult for us to cover everything if we in fact go in detail. So that is why we postpone this part for some other maybe we can organize certain, we can say, like webinar type of things, where we can discuss about the literature of Khalil Gibran and some other, important or prominent Arabic, poets or writers. Okay, so to make you familiar with all those people in detail, and to help you enjoy this, their literary production, or to have a flavor of what they are offering to all of us. Okay, so for that we can have, but here in fact we have syllabus, and even in syllabus we have so many things, okay, varieties. But now I am in fact, focusing uh, to I'm trying my best to cover, but I'm selecting certain important topics, okay, topics which you need to prepare in your exam, and topic of importance which you should know, in fact, not only for exam also, but also for your general, knowledge and understanding of the subject. You must know all these, you must be familiar with these topics or areas, okay, and these writers and poets, and or these things. So I'm selecting the topics and presenting before you. You can also focus on these, okay, though you have to read everything that we'll offer, but at the same time you have to be focused, okay, because time is short, and especially for all those students of ours who are going to appear in the June exam, they have, I know, very limited time, okay. So keeping in mind these limitations, we are focusing, okay, and we are just selecting. So now the topic today is the topic, unit number 23, content is with me, but perhaps that has not been, dispatched to you, or or mailed, or sent by mail to you, or perhaps. So but if after attending this session, you will at least have some brief overview or understanding of this topic, and after that, when you start reading your study material or unit, in fact, on the topic, it will be very easy for you to understand the things, okay, because I will, give you general background, and in the light of that background, perhaps it will be very easy for you to understand the unit, and completely, prepare for your exam also, and it will certainly add to a lot to your, existing knowledge on the subject. Okay, so the topic today is from unit number 23, and that is, short story. Okay, short story. What is story in Arabic? Story, perhaps you are very much familiar, okay, with the word, Arabic word, and in Hindi and Urdu the word is used quite frequently, that is qissa. Qissa, you say it, okay, qissa, qisse, kahaniya. Many of you, okay, hear from your grandmother, okay, grandfather, or the people stories about the, okay, so stories are very popular, in every culture, in every tradition, in every language. Stories are there, okay, stories, because there is, human nature is such that it wants to tell stories, and it wants to listen to stories, because they contain a lot of, moral things. They contain certain important, because mind, human mind wants certain kind of, soft, so not always you're fed up with the human life and with the struggle of the human life, and so many, difficulties that you overcome every day. But stories are very, lighter, and very simple, and most of the time very entertaining. So they help you, most of the time laugh, and enjoy the things. So this story has a unique, character, and a unique feature. That is why it is popular in all the cultures, in all the traditions, and everywhere, okay, in different languages. So in Arabic also, stories are very popular, okay, and uh, so stories, but most of the writers, uh, they do not, focus on long stories, okay, because long stories also may be boring for many people. People do not have time. In fact, when you start narrating a story, you find that the person wants to, know the conclusion, because they cannot wait for one day to understand the result means the conclusion of the story. So stories always are short. Okay, most of the stories are short. That is why what in English we have this term short story. Short story. Okay, and in Arabic the same is called al-qissa al-qasira. So short story in Arabic is called al-qissa al-qasira. Al-qissa al-qasira. Okay. In Arabic, you had some stories, okay, stories in the past, though like fictional things, okay, in Arabic. So Alf Laila, Laila, Thousand Nights and One Night is, narrated. Is These are stories, okay. There are several stories in Alf Laila wa Laila. One story leads to another story, and then another story leads to another one new story. Okay, so stories upon stories, and then it continues. Okay, so this is the pattern of Alf Laila. Okay, Alf Laila has so many stories in it. And similarly, you have Kalila Dimna or Panchtantra, which earlier it was Panchtantra, Sanskrit version, five important stories. Then they went to Persia, and there it was translated into Persian, and from that by Ibn al-Muqaffa, Abdullah ibn al-Muqaffa, it was translated into Arabic. Okay, and the version was known as Arabic version was known as Kalila wa Dimna. So Khalil Dimna has and Ibn al-Muqaffa not only translated stories but also Miss Panchatantra original stories in Panchatantra, but he also added many stories to the existing ones, and complete version is now available. And from Arabic version, which was translated by Ibn Muqaffa during Abbasid period. mm, Around 8th century. So when it was translated, it became very popular and popular. It was translated from Arabic into almost all the major languages of the world. Maybe in hundreds of the languages it has been translated. Okay, so it is one of the most popular, text of stories, and stories are told like by animals and birds. Okay, so but they teach a lot of wisdom, statecraft, and all these values, and they depict the social life and human psychology and human nature, and the government, the rules of the governance, and social arrangement, political arrangement, cultural issues, so many things, in fact. So these are really very remarkable stories available in Kalila Wadimna. And I know that some of our students who have already done courses in Arabic, perhaps some of you are aware of this, okay, of Kalila Wadimna by Ibn Muqaffa, or some of you have perhaps read it as part of syllabus in your colleges, universities. Okay, but those students who have not come across this and do not know, I recommend that you should purchase this book and read it. Okay, it is one of the greatest books of stories ever written, okay, in the world. It is a gem of the things. Okay, you will love it. Okay, because it has so many beautiful stories, and language is so simple, so simple, so lucid, and so much appealing that you will certainly enjoy it. Okay, and you can easily understand it because very simple words are used in the stories, and this will help you improve your language even. Those students who want to improve their language, always I recommend them to read this Kalila Dimna, not once but twice, thrice, as many time as they can. Okay, because you can have it on your bed. Okay, while going before you go to sleep, you will find that you can read a couple of stories and then sleep. Okay, because it will certainly help you have good sleep as well because it's very very entertaining. These are entertaining stories. Okay, so in Arabic, this tradition of story telling and compiling the stories, it was there, but not in the present form, not in the what we call modern short stories. Okay, or that we read in different literatures of the world, stories. That form was not. It was an old form. Okay, different kind of stories. Okay, so, but the Al-Qissa Al-Qasira, that is short story, it is like a new thing, okay, in Arabic literature, because it came from mostly from Western literature, okay. There you had stories or short stories by great short story writer like Russian, Antonio Chekhov, and many others in fact, okay, who even Franz Kafka, okay, has a unique way of telling stories. Especially he depicts the struggle of social struggle or struggle of human life, okay, and all that he depicts in his stories. So most of these stories in Arabic, they came from Western literature, maybe in Russian literature or French literature, okay, and some other, in of course English literature also played a very crucial role in providing new themes and in paving the way for development of modern short story writing in Arabic language. So all that happened, okay. But one thing is very important in Arabic, that there is something called Renaissance in Arabic, Arabic literature, because post Napoleon invasion of Egypt, that is 1798 when it took place. So from uh, from there onwards, means I will say from the beginning of the 19th century, a new kind of Renaissance started in Arabic literature, though it can be traced back to earlier also. Okay, soon after invasion of Napoleon Bonaparte to Egyptian territory, Egyptians they were in deep slum, but they suddenly woke up and they started seeing the new world before them. Okay, the then a new technology like invention of mm, printing press and modern machine and all these machine in different walks of life, industries, all this. So it helps to a lot of to a great extent in popularizing the ideas, in transmission of ideas from one, because earlier it was very difficult to publish anything, because publishing the book, as you know, was difficult, in fact, maybe 3 4 3 2 3 centuries ago, okay, because there was no printing press, and you have to, if you want to write something, you have to write okay, on your in your pages, or in a book form, and then some person, okay, specialized people, they used to copy, okay, make several copies and distribute to the people, okay, in libraries. It was kept in libraries, and so it was not possible for the common people to purchase the books and read things. That was not possible, okay, because there was no press. But invention of press, in fact, changed the entire. It was a revolution, in fact, we can say, because world has says witnessed several revolutions in different fields. Invention of press, I think, was one of the one of the revolutions, okay, where it was possible for the people to transmit ideas from one place to another very easily. Okay, so uh, with the invention of press, you saw these publication of newspapers and magazines and all these storybooks and everything, sort of thing. So people started, or were encouraged to write more frequently, and their publications or their ideas were published very easily, and were transmitted to the people. Okay, so this invention of press, all right, it is the major milestone in the transmission of human ideas to from one place to another and from one person to another. That is no doubt about it. Okay, so short story. It had Western, because of Western influence. Short story became gradually became popular in Egypt, and many prominent short story writers came forward and started publishing their stories in newspapers and magazines. Okay, so Muhammad Hussain Haikal, or Tawfiq al-Hakim, though Tawfiq al-Hakim is more known for his drama than a short story, but still he has written some short stories as well. So he was also equally popular in this field. then Yusuf Idris. Okay, means these were the people who started attempting to write short stories in Arabic. Okay, earlier it was not known. Modern short story was not known to Arab readers, but thanks to these writers, in fact, okay, people came to know about short story. And since stories were focusing on mainly on uh, on the social life of the people, so they highlighted the problems and difficulties of the common people. They focused on the poverty and illiteracy, human inequality, injustice, or gender issues, and exploitation of labor or exploitation of the poor people, and authoritarian rule, tyranny, too much bureaucracy, uh, uh, and rigid form of government, lack of democracy, and so many important issues. These short stories, they started highlighting. So the good thing about the short stories is that stories do not name the person or name the actual problem. Okay, because it was not possible for the writers to, if they name the person or the person who is who they think is exploiting or causing trouble to the people, or so certainly these writers will meet will be punished by, or maybe put behind bar, or they may face difficulties in their life. But since they just told stories in different ways, like animals are telling something, or birds are telling some stories, or they are telling stories without naming any person or any particular place or anything. So it was not easy for the authoritarian people, or those who were in power, in fact those who were attacking, being attacked by these short story writers. So it was not possible for them to easily to catch them, okay, and then punish them. It was not possible. So that's why they had their own freedom of expression. They could easily express their ideas. And so the idea behind this was, main idea was to help certain, to effect some kind of social reform, to help in the process of to help the improvement of human condition, to improve the economic condition of the people, to alleviate the poverty and suffering of the people, and to make the people more happy or more better off. Okay, to build a just society, or a society based on equality, liberty, fraternity, and justice and democracy. All these modern ideas, which of course most of these ideas came from the West, though it is not always originally Western ideas. Of course, these some of these ideas existed even before these Western modern Western society developed. Okay, in the earlier systems also, or political systems, some sort of these ideas remain there, and they continue to remain there in some forms out of or the other. That was there. That was the area. But West, of course, has monopoly, like as we know. So these ideas, some of these ideas came from, of course, Western societies, and these ideas played a crucial role in popularizing the short story writing. Okay, because in authoritarian government, where you do not have the freedom of expression, or freedom of action, or freedom of movement in a big way, or freedom of choice to a greater extent, if you do not have all these things in authority, it is very difficult to 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 highlight the problems of the people, to highlight the suffering of the people, or to depict the real problems of the society. Okay, so short stories played a very crucial role in not only entertaining the people. That is always, every short story has certain things which make you laugh. All right, that happens in, not in every short story, but almost in most stories do have certain things, okay, where you certainly laugh. Okay, but that was not. They had certain serious, serious things to do, or certain serious attempts they made to highlight the suffering of the people, as I told earlier. Okay, so this way, short stories became popular or started becoming popular in Arab societies, also especially in Egypt. So these were the main pioneers: Muhammad Hussain Haikal or Tawfiq al-Hakim or Yusuf Idris. These were the people who played very crucial role in popularizing this short stories in the initial days. Okay, then you had some other people like Egyptian Abdullah al-Nadim. You may ask the question, why all this started in Egypt only? Okay, why not in other Arab countries? Okay, uh, so the reason for this is the Egypt was the society which was greatly influenced by the Western culture and tradition, and it was especially its literature. Okay, it has because Egypt was in complete in interaction with Western society soon after the Miss Napoleon came in 1798. Okay, so many people from Egypt, especially students during those days, were sent to France and to other Western countries to learn modern literature, to learn modern science, to learn several other important things. So when these students came back, they brought with them new ideas and started popularizing those ideas among their own people. So they learned the Western literature. They try to implement all these new things in Arabic, and that is how these modern short story or the novel or drama or modern essay writing, all these that is how it all developed, okay, in Arabic. Otherwise in Arabic you do not have these things. Okay, maybe uh, before 19th century you hardly have all these things. Okay, because the drama was not known in Arabic. Okay, drama, though it was not even known in Western literature also. Maybe it is also a new thing there. But of course, when it developed in Western literature, it from there it came to Arabic, okay, literature. So drama was one thing which where Arabic literature was influenced by the Western literature. Then novel, that was not novel or fiction in this form of fiction. Okay, novel that was not there in Arabic. Such type of fiction, which we call novel, okay, was not there in Arabic. Okay, so it developed in Arabic, and several important people or writers, they started experimenting with this new form, and you know very well that Najim Mahfouz, uh, uh, one of the greatest novelists of Arabic, was given a Nobel Prize in 1988 for his great contribution to the development of Arabic novel, and his novel Auladu Haratina, or Children of My Street, became very popular, and probably because of that novel he got the Nobel Prize in 1988. So this and several other not only Najim Mahfouz but also many other writers experimented with this new form, and they equally became very popular, though they could not get that recognition or in Western world to the extent that they can get a Nobel Prize. Okay, that could not happen, but certainly they made their presence felt and had their own impact on modern Arabic literature, okay, and contribution, of course, to the development of novel in Arabic. Okay, so just I was mentioning about these forms. Okay, that novel, drama, novel, or even short story in modern form was not known to Arab people. Okay, before 19th century. Right.
But all that any came uh, or became popular because of the interaction of Arabic literature with the Western literature. Okay, so now it is now you find hundreds of the writers in Arabic, okay, experimenting with these new techniques, writing novels, writing short stories, writing drama, and all these and creative writings like essay writing and all that, okay, in Arabic. Uh, that is so they are doing it, and they are increasingly becoming popular, not only in Arab world, but also in their works are being translated in some other major languages of the world like English and French and Spanish and other Russian and other languages. Okay, so they are now uh, slowly getting the global recognition and getting making their presence felt in in the West also. Okay, so this is uh, uh, Arabic literature, and I am today I am focusing mainly on short story, that is al qissa al qasira. So I mentioned that Egyptian Abdullah Nadim and Mustafa Lutfi al Manfuluti. Okay, these were people who may also be considered as pioneers in the field of short story writing. And if you come across the writings of these, so these are the people who generally depict the pain and suffering of the society, pain and like a certain kind of degree of melancholy. Okay, you'll find this some gloomy, they paint the gloomy picture of the society, especially Al Manfuluti. uh, his book I remember his books like and when I was a student during my graduation days, I loved to read Al Manfuluti, and I had his books always with with me, and at least a few chapters or few stories. I whenever I got time from the busy class schedule and all that, so I focused on his stories and write read, and then sometimes write the summary of the stories. So that was with me during my student days. Okay, so his book compilation of his stories or short stories is known as An-Nadrat in Arabic. An-Nadrat. Okay, and another collection of his short stories is Al-Abrat. Al-Abrat. So An-Nadrat and Al-Abrat, both these books were with me always. Okay, and very popular. But then it was only then, okay, that later I found that there are some more great writers who write stories, and then I was fascinated with other writers, eminent writers, and I and since I had completed Al Manfluti and read all his works, okay, stories, so once you complete, you certain, then you start forgetting, the stories also and the person also. Just like you have met a person who is very, popular, maybe very good person, and you met, and then after that you meet another eminent person, so then you meet another person. Okay, slowly the person that you met earlier, you start forgetting. Okay, and you remember only somebody tells about them, or you come across some of their ideas, or some of the somebody has some mentions about them and all, then you come to know, okay, oh, I met the person and he was this, all that. Similarly with the writers. Okay, so great writers, you start reading one, and when you climb the ladder and start reading some other some more, so you focus on those, okay, those writers more than the writer that you read previously, or came across earlier. It happens. It is so similar was the case with me. And Alman Faluti was one of the earlier my earlier days writers, okay, in Arabic, whom I liked very much. But then after that, I do not know why, when I grew, in fact, and I started having critical review of the things written, and had my own independent opinion about judging a particular text or the author and all that. It happens with it. So then I started you know then I started to disliking Manfloti. Okay, because I saw a lot of that he paints such a gloomy picture of human life and all that. But why should we pay attention to the dark side of the human life? Why and not the pay attention to the brighter side and the more beautiful things that life has to offer? Of course, life is not ugly. Life is beautiful, and there is providence has offered so much in the life of the human beings that can make it so that make it really beautiful and meaningful and wonderful and so amazing. In fact, there are certain so both positive and negative both should be there should be balance. Not we should look at only one side. But the problem with Alman Fluti was that he always depicted that anxieties frustrations and then disappointments and uncertainties of life, and always life is poor, just like Hobbes, okay, the great political thinker. He mentions in his book the life of the man is poor, uh, nasty, brutish, and short, and it has not much meaning in all this. So in his book, famous book Leviathan, he mentioned all. Similarly, here also we find that painting always the gloomy picture, and if there is a sense of doom and gloom, then that's not okay. Of course, yes, life has its own problems and challenges, and human life is not is a balance of or mixture of both comedy and tragedy. And the literature, the good literature, is the one which take cares of the both. That's why I started, disliking Alman Fluti. I could not know how he fell from this, but it happens, and it's and perhaps I was not wrong, in fact, in having this opinion, and all those, because the good literature always is literature is the mirror of the society, and society has both uh, happy things and sad things, of course, just like human life has both pleasure and pain. All right, so both yeah, as Bentham has said, famous utilitarian thinker of probably 19th century, he says that sovereign or God has put us under two sovereigns. Okay, both, one is pleasure and there is pain. Okay, so we all want to maximize our happiness and minimize our pain and suffering. Okay, this is human nature, we do all of it. But we sometimes we are happy and sometimes we are sad, and when we are sad, we after a moment we become happy, and then again we may become sad. It happens. Okay, so life is a mixture of good and bad. Life is a mixture of happiness and sadness, of brighter side and some not so brighter side. That is human life. Okay, so a problem with Alman Furuti was that he always focused on, this. Never you will find anything in his writings which will make you laugh, okay, or be happy, or But this is not the true picture of human life. This is not the true picture of the society. Society has so many, things which make you, feel good. All right, it's not that you are disenchanted or alienated or completely frustrated with a not always. Okay, maybe certain phases or some point of time a mind may become frustrated or disappointed with certain things, but not always. Had it been so, human beings could have failed to live. But the fact that they are living and continue to live and reproducing and doing wonderful in different fields of life and making a lot of contribution to different areas of science, technology, and art and craft and literature and all these areas, making a lot of contribution. Okay, so why it is happening? Because life is full of energy, full of power, full of happiness, and it helps you to move forward and do your best to realize the meaning of the life and to serve the purpose for which and then there is a lot of spiritual things or the all that is happening. Okay, so even that gives a lot of content, because if I'm a spiritual, or if that makes us certain degree, gives us a lot of satisfaction. Okay, or contentment in life. It's not something that is very annoying or frustrating. No, not at all. So human life is a very very complex and thing to understand. It cannot be understood by focusing on only one aspect. No, you have to take it in a holistic manner, understand. So that is why Manfuluti I could not like, and but despite that, he is a great author, and he's a great writer, and he was one of the we can say the pioneers of who made a lot of contribution to the development of short story writing in Arabic literature. So and then I had mentioned about writers in Lebanon, and in the previous session also I mentioned about Khalil Gibran and his. So Khalil Gibran is a dynamic personality, very versatile person. He was a philosopher, a writer, a painter, a poet, a short story writer, okay, and so many things. Okay, so Khalil Gibran also wrote some short stories, and his stories deal Khalil Gibran, another my writer of Al-Adab al-Mahjuri or migrant literature, another writer Mikhail Doima. So these writers focus on the problems of human life or family life, migration, or crushing effects of city life. So because city life is considered the modern most advanced life, or life where you have all the facilities and all the good things that should be available to the people, but that's not the truth. Even city life has its own problems and difficulties. Sometimes it is more challenging for certain sections of the people than even village life, because here the people sometimes are uh, exploited, and they are not paid the amount they deserve. Okay, they uh, maybe only certain section of the society make maximize their profit and gain a lot, but majority of the people, they are left out, and there is a gulf between the haves and haves not. Okay, those people who accumulate wealth and power, and they accumulate the money, there are few people, and a majority of the people, they remain in in slums, or in you know in a very bad conditions, and they do not have civic amenities and all these good social life. They do not have modern facilities and all that. It happens. Okay, so things are improving to some extent in metros and all that across the world. That's happening, but still a lot of problems are there in city life. Okay, so these in it is we are talking this in 21st century, but imagine in 19th century or early 18th century, uh, what could have been the conditions of the people there? Okay, when this system of exploitation was rampant, there was no democracy or strong roots of democracy. Almost all the nations except few Eastern nations, all of them had tyrannies or authoritarian governments or feudal lords ruling the masses. Or it was very difficult for the people to raise their voice and ask for the justice, or ask for the basic rights or civic rights and all that. That was not possible. Okay, so during those days, these few writers should be given credit for highlighting the suffering, and highlighting the pain and suffering of the common people, and giving them all these helping them to raise their voice. Okay, through this so this literature literature earlier used to play a role of like appeasement, like praising these in Arabic, also in other literature also. You had the poets and writers and intellectuals and philosophers. They used to praise the king, praise his highness and his greatness and all these, and how benevolent his rule is and how he's beneficial to the people despite all the problems and difficulties faced by the people and all that, or exploitation of the people, or subjugation of the people, subjugation of women and slaves and all that that happened, okay, during those time. Nobody, all these great, always for the sake of reward and position and power, and getting closer to the court and to the king and to the people, they used to praise all these people. Okay, that was the literature. Okay, in Arabic also we had this kind of literature, and perhaps in other literatures also the same. Okay, but since in 18th century and especially in 19th century, these things started changing across the world, and the literature, which was became the literature of the slowly became the literature of the people or the masses. Okay, so it no longer praised the king and king, all this, but rather it has started highlighting, as I told earlier, the sufferings and exploitation of the people, and it is started about talking of the rights of the people, rights of the poor, right of the slaves, rights of the negroes, rights of the women, right of those who are marginalized and deprived in society, all that. So that was the literature. It started highlighting the suffering of the people, and demanded social justice from those who are in authority, and those. So it led slowly to the democracy, where the people started getting their right to vote, and that happened in early 20th century. Okay, because then women slowly got the right to vote, because early in Western society did not have right to vote. Women were not given right to vote. Even in Britain, early 20th century they got the right to vote. In France, in Britain, in all the leading Western countries, women were not getting were given the right to vote in the 19th century. No, no country could give them right. It was only in 20th century that all the this, so that is why what we call now universal adult franchise. Okay, all the people now are getting the right to vote. Okay, all those citizens. Okay, no matter they are poor or rich, they are kings or paupers, they are men or women, they are transgenders, they are maybe even like suppose slaves. Not there is no slavery today, but even those who do not have any property, okay, they can vote now. Earlier in Western societies, only those people who had certain degree of amount of certain amount or certain degree, certain extent of property, okay, they could vote. Very select few people could vote. Okay, and masses were not allowed to vote. Okay, this was in Western societies. So that exploitation prevailed everywhere, and social injustice was, or injustice was in the society. So in this literature in Western society also played the crucial role in popularizing the modern ideas, as I told earlier also, ideas of justice, of equality, of liberty, of fraternity, of all the democracy. In Arab countries also, in other nation, in our country also, literature has very crucial role in popularizing the modern ideas among the masses. Okay, it all happened. So uh, I was talking about in this context of a short story, and a short story played a crucial role in popularizing the, and highlighting the issues and or the difficulties of the masses. Okay, and I talked about how printing press, played important role in popularizing the short stories among the people, because any printing of newspapers and magazines and other forms of of literary production became very easy, okay, with the advent of, press. So then 20th century, there in Egypt emerged a new group called New School Group. Okay, New School Group, and this Jamaatul Madrasa Al Jadida. Okay, New School Group. Uh, Muhammad Taimur, Mahmoud Taimur, Yahya Haqqi, Muhammad Tahir Lashin. These were, some of the pioneers of this group, and these are the great short story writers in Arabic even today. Okay, though in Arabic we have now new short story writers, but as happens with all the new generation, they could not are not able to get that name and fame in Arabic short story writing as these established writers or great short story writers do have their own popularity and name and fame in Arabic literature. So Muhammad Taimur, you can note it down: Muhammad Taimur, Mahmoud Taimur, Yahya Haqqi, and Muhammad Tahir Lashi. These are, Egyptian uh, short story writers who belong to the new school group. Okay, and their short stories are still, very popular among the people, not only in Egypt but in entire Arab world. Okay, even in India also, those students who do short story writing or those who read or go take this course, they certainly, come across all these great writers, short story writers. Okay, then Yusuf Idris in Egypt, he became very popular and he has produced a large chunk of short stories which continue to highlight, different issues faced by the masses, and he has his own unique, contribution to this field. Then Zakaria Tamir of Syria, he was, depicting the life of the poor and how, indifference of authorities and the bureaucracy to the plight of the masses and all that he highlights in such a wonderful way. Okay, so short story writing in Arabic was not, very popular in the earlier days. It was not even in this form. It was not in Arabic. It came from West, and once it came, because of the thanks, as I mentioned, because of the invention of press, it became very popular, and some great short story writers emerged in Arabic, and they contributed, a lot in this field. And Arabic short story writing, even today, continues to be very popular, and it's having a lot of impact on the masses, and it is it has its own positive, role in improving the human condition, improving the welfare of the people, okay, or in welfare of the masses, and highlighting the conflicts and difficulties of modern societies. Okay, because modern social life or modern society has its own, problems and difficulties, and living in this society uh, anywhere in the world has its own, challenges, sort of challenges. So new issues have come up, new problems are, emerging every day, and all the short story writers in fact continue to focus on, they take up new issues, new problems, and they highlight it in a very beautiful way, and it is giving us a good literature to read, and it's also giving us a lot of things to learn, to reflect, to understand, and to enjoy. So that is the, you know short story, and I have, in a brief time, tried my best to present before you a glimpse of give you a glimpse of the, development of short story in Arabic, and I try to link it to the Western literature, and this present before you an overview, or you can say background of the same. After that, I think that you will maybe uh, you will read your unit, and you will get your unit maybe tomorrow. So then you will, become, at least it will become very for you, not easy to read and easy to understand. Okay, you can now, you will, I think, enjoy your, this unit, and you will understand the development of short story writing in Arabic in a better way. Okay, so I stop here, and I I wish that you can ask questions if you have any confusion or any doubt related to topic, or any or general thing that you want to ask me here. You are most welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that very incisive and elaborate explanation. Of course, as usual, we have some questions as well. We'll take them one by one. Please mention the difficult words of notices in English, as 90% of the students are Arabic beginners. This question is from Mukhtar Jani.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. So I think you are talking about the units that we are giving to you. So difficult words in English. Yeah. Uh, I think some of the we have a team of experts and they are producing this literature, all this writing. So I think some of them do mention. Okay, they have mentioned English of Arabic words. Uh, but I think you are beginner, but still you should think that you are a PG student, okay, but not a beginner in the sense of children, okay, who need like word meaning always, all right, because you have dictionary and you can you can download Al Mahani, that is Arabic English dictionary, available on internet, and one of the best dictionaries I have come across, okay, it's available free. And any word that you want to know meaning of, so you can easily now Google it, and you can get the meaning. So uh, if for some students or many students it may be difficult at this stage, but it also prompts you to work hard and study, because if you try to search the words and then find out the meaning yourself, then it will stick in your mind, it will sink in your memory, it will become, you can okay, memorize it easily. uh, Otherwise you will consult the words and then forget, okay. So of course, if you are beginner and some of you feel that they are weak in this, so they should do some extra things, all right, additional. They should read more short stories, some more simple Arabic literature available in print and electronic form. So they should improve their language, okay, and then start reading all this or going through this material, because providing the word meaning for all or translating the text is very difficult, okay. It is not possible at this stage. It is a lot of material is there. Had there been maybe a case of one course, 9 to 10 or 12 units, that could we could have done it, okay, no issue. But we have lot and lots of things, and with our limited resources at this stage it's not possible. So maybe if you can get like in different RCs, and Dr. Rajesh has already proposed the name of teachers from RCs. So and we are getting from requests from Kashmir and some other places. So then we can, those teachers there, perhaps they will be more useful for you and are helpful in providing you with this extra thing. At this, for me, this it will be big, it will be it will be a burden that too much to carry, okay, at this stage, because so many things are going on at different fronts and at this stage of takeoff. So let the things be stable and then you can demand as and I can consider to some extent certain things. But at this stage, now you have jumped into the sea and try to swim with the help of sometimes डूबते को तिनके का सहारा, ओके। तो देखते रहिए कहाँ कहाँ तिनका है और वहां से ही पकड़ के कुछ कुछ के निकल जाइए। तो है ना, हमेशा बोट जरूरी नहीं मिल जाए, अगर जहाँ कश्ती मिल जाए तो बैठ जाइए, निकल जाइए, और ना मिले तो फिर छोटे छोटे जो भी सहारे मिले उन्हीं के सहारे से ही कोशिश कीजिए, है ना। अब तो आपको तैरना ही है, पार तो करना ही है ना। कम से कम आप उनसे तो बेहतर हैं जो डर रहे थे, है ना, जो डर के किनारे खड़े थे या भाग लिए, है ना, एक ही मौज बार लहर आई और उसके बाद देखते ही डर के भाग गए, है ना, क्योंकि हमसे तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला है। कम से कम उनसे तो आप बहुत बेहतर हैं कि आप जंप तो किए और आके आप डूब रहे हैं, तैर रहे हैं, जो भी हो रहा है कम से कम यू आर लर्निंग, ओके। तो आप आपके लिए खोने के लिए कुछ नहीं है, जो भी होगा वो गेन ही होगा, ओके। सो डोंट वरी मच। अगर कुछ लोगों के लिए प्रॉब्लम्स हो तो आई कैन से कि वही जो फ्लेक्सिबल सिस्टम है इग्नू का इसीलिए दिया गया है, unlike other universities where you have to complete within 2 years or quit, okay, after that there is no you have no chance. But here up you have maximum 4 years, okay. So that is keeping in mind the that our students maybe from do not have all the students do not have some strong background, or they may be weak in certain areas. So that is why this time is spent, okay, so that you can develop all those areas where you feel that you are weak, okay, you can strengthen those. That is the time spent. So hope that you too will work hard. All those students who are weak or feel they are not able, they should work hard and try to explore you know certain options to maximize their knowledge. And especially these days, open OER, open education resource is available. So much new things are on internet also available, so you can exploit these things and benefit from that, okay. So hope that all this is useful for you.
This is a question. Uh, I think you alone can read it.
Hmm. Sir, when kathiratun latifa jayyida can be used other than for feminine. Okay. Kathiratun latifatun jayyida. Uh, what is your question actually? I'm kathira, latifa, jayyida. These words have round ta, and they are used with feminine, all for feminine. So when they can be used other than for feminine, uh, they reflect or they depict this that the feminine thing, like an-nisa'u kathiratun, an-nisa'u latifatun, an-nisa'u jayyidatun, suppose. Okay, so this is, but if you cannot say uh, um, uh, uh, like uh, ar-rijalu kathiratun, no, you cannot say. Okay, ar-rijalu latifatun, okay, ar-rijalu jayyidatun, you cannot say. Okay, kathiratun, latifatun, jayyid. If you can reproduce your question so that I am able to understand in a better way, it will be good for me to understand, okay, that what exactly you want me to respond to.
There is another question here. Is it, this is from Abdul Mahmood Molla. Is it necessary to mention all subtopics under our project?
No, no, that's not necessary. You mention only one topic that you have selected, and that is all. Okay. Uh, Leave the rest, and you need not mention all the topics. Okay. You should select one topic, write it on the top that this is my topic. Okay. Out of the topic, you mention topic, and then you start your work. Okay. And forget the rest.
Thanks. This is another question. I think it's a question.
Okay. فكرة: هل توجد نسخة إنجليزية على هامش على هامش السيرة بقلم طه حسين؟ Okay. Yeah, على هامش السيرة is an autobiography, is a biographical writing by eminent Arabic writer Taha Hussein and of Egypt. So this book in Arabic is very much popular and available on internet. So you can access and the organization which is offering it on internet free is Muassasatul Al Hindawi. So you can access in Arabic easily. I have read this, okay, and it's a wonderful book. Perhaps I once saw recorded, interview of Taha Hussein, where he told that one of the interviewer asked which book you like the most, and he said he mentioned this book only. Okay, Ala Hamish Sira. That is the book I like the most. This is one of my books which I is most favorite, is a favorite book of mine. So this was the book. Okay, so I have read it in Arabic, ala hamish sira, but English version I am not sure. Okay, but yes, it has been translated into English, but whether this is available on internet or not, you have to explore. Okay, or you can search it through net. Perhaps you'll find some clues. Okay, about this book, because for me it is not necessary, because I read it in Arabic. Okay, and it's beautiful, because writing of Taha Hussein are very beautiful, and he has it his very unique style of presenting his thoughts. So everybody, that's why the reason all people like him. Okay, so about English version, I know that it has been translated, but where it has been published from and where you can get it from, I cannot say at this stage. Okay, either let me search it, or you can yourself explore. Okay, let us both explore. We will perhaps find something.
I think there is a clarification from Raulatul Jannah regarding the last question he had raised.
Okay, يجب أن يكون كل شخص. Okay, it's not visible. تأمين لصحة جيدة وحياة جيدة. Yes. So in the sentence, why جيدة is used? Yes. Yeah, because صحة وحياة. All right, these words have round ta, and always words ending with round ta are feminine words. Feminine, even words are masculine and feminine. It's not only men, people that they are masculine and feminine. Words too are masculine and feminine. They have their own categories. Some words are masculine words, some words are feminine. Okay, so this صحة, صحة, swad ha, round ta is a feminine word. Why? Because it has round ta. Okay, so صحة جيدة. جيدة is صفة and صحة is موصوف. So in Arabic, adjective is according to the موصوف always. Okay, so موصوف here is feminine and it's a round ta, so that is why jayyidun has become jayyidatun, any feminine. So that is the reason. All right, jayyida here is feminine because of the sihha, that is the word sihhatun that is used before it. Okay, the word feminine is always there, already there.
I think the next question from Life Tips. So my name is Javed Akhtar. Last date of assignment submission. As of now, the last date of assignment submission is 30th March, which is already given on the assignments. So if there is any change, we will let you know. But as of now, please target your assignments to be submitted by 30th March. So there can be changes, but as of now, the date is given as 30th March only. Then, yeah, this is another question. Assalamu alaikum. Sir, as you suggested, that we can read English language as well as we'll get an option of writing our answer in English in the examination. The question is by Hassan Karim.
Yeah, I think this entire course is offered, both medium mentioned is English, Arabic, and English. So certainly you'll get the option for writing answers in English, but your content should be good, and you should present the necessary information. You should okay give, but yes, of course you will get the chance, because of course medium is English, means both English and Arabic. So you will get that chance to write in both, either in Arabic or in English, but not in other languages, because
Like that is very
beyond that
important.
it will not be possible. Okay, to
Yes. So this I don't know whether it's a question or a remark or a salutation.
no, this is salutation.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then there is another question from Raulatul Jannah.
Yeah. It's a grammar question, question, grammatical question. Like difference between muhandisun and muhandisin. When and where should it be used? Okay. So muhandisun and muhandisin. Okay. Uh, mm, Mohandisun is when isme file it's always when you have isme file in the form of isme file, it will always be Mohandisun, like ja al Mohandisun. Okay, Mohandisun means engineers. So engineers came. So if you in Arabic you want to say engineers came, so you'll say ja al Mohandisun, ja al Mohandisun. Okay, but if this Mohandisun is like a object, if you want to say I saw the engineers, okay, so you will say ra'aytu al muhandisin, not muhandisun. Okay, so instead of muhandisun it will become muhandisin. The same word will change, okay, to some extent. Waw nu will become ya nun. Okay, muhandisin. So ra'aytu al muhandisin. Okay, I saw the engineers. So here it was subject, and there it is now it is object in muhandisin. Okay, so that is why you have this change. So in Arabic always this happens, muhandisun, muhandisin. uh, dakhala dakhala al muhandisun means engineers entered. Okay, uh, then mm, uh, 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 سمعت سمعت or استمعت إلى المهندسين, suppose. Okay, I listen to the engineers, it's their talk. Okay, so سمعت إلى or استمعت إلى, I listen to. So in that case it will become muhandisin, not muhandisun. Okay, when you have certain preposition uh, like ila, fawqa, tahta, amama, khalfa, all that, so waw noon always becomes ya noon, muhandisin. Okay, or it is used in the form of object, as I gave you earlier example, ra'aytu al muhandisin, I saw the engineers. So you are seeing the engineer. Okay, the engineers. So muhandisun will become muhandisin because they are maf'ul, or they are the object. Okay.
I think these are the questions that we have for this day, sir. We have taken almost all the questions and comments also. So I think one more question has come just now, or this is answered, I suppose. Okay, just a second. Yeah. This is the same question, I suppose, no, sir?
Yeah, same question. Same question.
Yeah. So I think these are the questions which we have for us. The interaction has been highly fruitful. A lot of matters have been discussed from the teachers' end also, and a number of very interesting questions have also come from the students' end, and this is what makes the interaction so very interesting. So we have our Assistant Regional Director, Madam Dr. Pramila, ma'am, also with us. Ma'am, would you like to make any statement or comment or your observations on today's deliberations, ma'am?
Sir, a general observation, sir. Some of the students are still having doubts regarding the submission of assignments. One of the students
Yeah.
today, visited our office and again asking how.
But I think that has been mentioned earlier. As of now, the date of submission is 30th March, and assignments have to be handwritten. These are the two
Sure.
instructions that we have to give: 30th March and handwritten assignments.
And they have to attach the assignment award sheet also, sir. That
Yeah,
is
in
better
fact,
for us
last day
to
on the group also I had given a detailed explanation of how it is to be submitted. In fact, every assignment should be accompanied by the assignment question paper, Then the facing sheet should have all the information with relation to the student, including their name, enrollment number, address, contact number, plus program code, course code. All these things should be there. And the assignment should be very legibly written. It does not matter whether you use foolscap paper or A4 size paper. It is according to your convenience, but it should be very legible and should be easy for the evaluator to read through the matter. Even otherwise, Arabic, I feel, will become very complicated if your handwriting is not too good. So please take care to ensure that you write it in a very legible manner. Unlike English, where people can at least make out something, even if your handwriting is pretty bad. But in Arabic, please take care to ensure that you write it in a very legible manner.
Sir, but the expert in that field can read it, sir, no problem.
Yeah. That's of
It's
course.
difficult for us to read.
Yeah. From my perspective, I was saying. So,
And sir, it is better to keep a margin also. The evaluator can put his marginal comments. There is a space to keep a margin. That is better for the students to get back the while getting back the assignments. It is better for them to improve their ability.
yeah, that is true. Anything else from your side, ma'am?
No, sir. That's
No,
all, sir.
thank you. It was very nice to have you. I'm always happy when I am here.
The same is the case with us, sir. We feel greatly honored and also very happy to host you
Yeah.
as well as the students of MA Arabic program. Just one thing I wanted to mention, in our group there are certain discussions about there being some solved assignments and all that. That is not a matter which we encourage at all. These are illegal practices. Please do not take the help of any solved assignment. The moment it is caught, it will be treated as a case of unfair means, and directly zero grades will be awarded to such students who resort to buying of solved assignments and all that. So, as a university, as a regional center, and as a institution, we take every care to ensure that such malpractices are not conducted at all. So, please ensure that work
Yeah,
is your
yeah.
own. You put in your
Yeah.
own effort, and whatever is mentioned is your own work, not someone else's copied work. And please also understand that these assignments are given for your understanding. Your knowledge base has to increase. Otherwise, just as a mechanical practice, there is no use of writing an assignment. Why Salim sir should take so much of an effort to put all these assignments if you have to just copy it from somewhere and submit it at the regional center? That's not the case. You have to ensure that your knowledge is improved through writing the assignments, and that's the objective with which our eminent faculty from headquarters have designed these assignments also. Salim sir, anything
Yeah.
on this matter?
Yeah, I think I agree, fully agree with you, and that is the institutional, institution. It is, see, it will, it's leaves a very bad taste in the mouth, and this is
Exactly.
not a good thing for anybody to do, because first and foremost thing, when you register in institution of this, level, you should take care, miss, you ensure that you are one of the best human beings here, okay, not on people on the street, okay, no, you should not do this. And you are doing great justice to yourself, injustice, and to your fellow students who are working hard to ensure their success, okay. So and if you are caught in this entire thing, then both will be, will lose, those who facilitate and those who are facilitated, both will lose in equal measure. So again, this is, and jab bhi, whenever you do this, always there is fear, and guilt, isn't it so? दिल में कहीं
Exactly.
ना कहीं खटक तो रहती होगी, है ना, कि पकड़े गए तो क्या होगा,
ठीक
Yeah,
है?
okay.
तो ऐसा क्यों करते हैं आप कि जिससे आपको खुद ही नींद हराम हो जाए आपकी, या खुद ही बेचैनी रहे, या आपके मन के सुख और शांति चली जाए, है ना? तो हम ऑलवेज़ उससे अच्छा है तो थोड़ी मेहनत कर लें आप, मेक सम एफर्ट, एक्स्ट्रा टाइम जो इसमें आप दिमाग लगा रहे हैं कॉपी करने या एक दूसरे के, व्हाई डू, ओके? उससे अच्छा बेटर यू वर्क हार्ड, एंड दिस वे you will gain a lot of confidence, okay? And even with low grade, with a lot of fairness, and low grade will, you will enjoy more than a bit better grade with these practices, okay? And also in your, suppose, for if you are looking for job or go somewhere, so then your certificate will have no meaning if you do not have knowledge, okay? सो अल्टीमेटली आप अपने ही पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी मार रहे हैं, है ना? आप खुद को धोखा दे रहे हैं अगर ऐसा कर रहे हैं आप, ओके? सो डोंट, हमारा क्या है, वी ऑल आर जस्ट टेम्पररी फैसिलिटेटर्स, ऑलराइट? हम तो आएँगे, चले जाएँगे, लेकिन ये कोर्स, ये डिग्री और ये जितनी चीज़ें हैं, ये तो आपके साथ रहेंगी ज़िंदगी भर। आप ही दिखाओगे दुनिया को कि देखो हमने किया है, लेकिन 4 शब्द बोलना नहीं आएगा तो आपको बहुत ज़्यादा वहाँ पे शर्मिंदगी होगी। है ना? You will hang your head in shame that you are not able to speak. You introduce yourself in Arabic despite having, claiming that you have done PG course. सोचिए, so so all these, I think you should discipline yourself, okay? ये नहीं कि हम कह रहे हैं या डॉक्टर राजेश कह रही हैं या परमिला मैम ऐसा कह रही हैं, नो, इट इज नॉट। यू शुड, आप जिस मैच्योर स्टेज में हैं, यू शुड डिसिप्लिन योरसेल्फ। और आई थिंक ये कंप्लेन या इस तरह की चीजें तो आनी ही नहीं चाहिए, है ना? आपके की तरफ से या किसी उसकी तरफ से, ठीक है? सो हम वी विल टेक एक्स्ट्रा केयर इन फैक्ट टू इंश्योर दैट इस तरह की चीजें आर नॉट डिटेक्टेड। और आप, इफ यू कैन नॉट, आपके पास ऑप्शन है, यू कैन इम्प्रोवाइज एंड देन अपीयर इन एग्जाम, और है ना, बहुत सी चीजें हैं, लेकिन ये सब डजंट लुक नाइस टू स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ एमए। ऑलराइट, आप कहीं बच्चे नहीं हैं, छोटे-छोटे बच्चे अगर कहीं कुछ गलती कर लें तो समझ में आता है, ओके? आप बड़े-बड़े लोग हैं, कितने लोग मैरिड होंगे, शादी करके बच्चों को तरबियत दे रहे होंगे और बच्चों को सिखा रहे होंगे कि बेटा देखना, नकल मत करना, अकल से काम लेना, और आपने अपनी अकल खुद ही छोड़ दी, पता चला। सोचिए कैसा लग रहा होगा, है ना? तो अच्छा, ऐसा ना कीजिए और सिस्टम रहने दीजिए, अदरवाइज़ आप ही को खराब लगेगा, या आप ही कहेंगे सिस्टम ही ठीक नहीं है। कल को आप ही कंप्लेन करेंगे कि यहाँ तो नकल हो जाती है ना? आप ही खुद कहेंगे, कोई और नहीं। और कर आप ही में से कुछ लोग कर रहे हैं ऐसा, तो ऐसा ना करें, ठीक है? दूसरे
और
बहुत
ऊपर
से
से
स्टूडेंट
एक चीज़
बेचारे,
है सर
दे
कि
आर
जो
डूइंग।
हाँ जी सर। हाँ, ऊपर
या
से एक
प्लीज।
और चीज़ है कि जो ऐसे कर रहे हैं, दे आर डूइंग ए ग्रेट डिसर्विस टू एवरीवन, दैट्स अ फैक्ट। और एक और चीज़ है कि ये जो ग्रुप हमने शुरू की थी, वो इसलिए शुरू की थी कि उसमें एकेडमिक डिस्कशन हो, शैक्षणिक बातें आपस में की जाए। लेकिन अगर ऐसी चीज़ों के लिए ग्रुप का इस्तेमाल हो जाता है, तो फिर हमें ग्रुप के बारे में ही दोबारा सोचने की नौबत आ जाएगी। तो
या
ऐसे इस रास्ते पे आप ना चलें, ना चलने में ही हम सबकी भलाई है। So we request all
या
of you not to indulge in such practices.
या
So, sir, thank you so much. Thank you for joining this session. It was a wonderful session as
थैंक यू।
usual, and we, as always, enjoyed hosting you and the students for this session. And very soon we'll meet again, sir. And another question that is again being asked is, when will we get our hard copy of the study material? So today, a few students came to our regional center also, and they were also demanding the hard copy of the study material. But sir had already told you that it may take some more time because this is the first session. Any further developments on this aspect, sir?
We are having only soft copy as of now. Hard copy is difficult to come at this stage, okay? Maybe, but it will take time. If students will wait for this, then instead of waiting for this hard copy, students should utilize those, soft copy at their disposal and try to, learn from that. If students, those who really want hard copy, and I will say that they can download and get the printed copy. Maybe you may have to spend extra 200-300 maybe or 400 rupees, but bear this at this stage, okay? And get the hard, copies of the units at this stage. If you can manage with the soft copy, then good for you, along with our these recorded lectures, which have or will provide you some additional information, as well some boost to your confidence in attempting the exam and doing, because we are selecting the topics and then choosing, focusing on some important aspects. And always refer to the lectures for your preparation as well, it will help, okay? So
Yeah, that is extremely made clear, sir. And
yeah.
Mr. Jana is again asking this question: which date should be written in the assignment, sir? I'm not really getting this question. If you are talking about the date of submission that you want to write on the assignment, you can write the date on which you have sent the assignment to the regional center. That is the date that you should be writing. Or if you are asking for the last date as such, normally on each assignment, the last date is mentioned. So you won't have any difficulty in identifying the last date for the assignment. Normally, because in assignments it is mentioned, but as of now, the general information is that 30th March will be the last date for submission of assignments. So you can take this as a thumb rule, and there's a lot of time for you to complete the assignment. Basically speaking, you have nearly 1.5 months to do that. Again, he has asked another question. Uh, it is mentioned below the study center. Yeah, you can mention it at the last also. See, the order in which you mention it is not important. Even if you don't mention the date of submission of your assignment, that is fine with us, because you have to adhere to the date before which you have to submit the assignment. That's the only thing you have to keep in mind. It's not necessary that you even write the date of submission also. For your satisfaction, you can do it. Okay, sir, I feel these are the basic. Okay. This is another question that we have been answering quite a lot. This is Bibliomaniac, who is asking this question: is there any page limit for writing the assignments? So I think, sir, and we all have made it very clear the last session also, this aspect.
Yeah.
Any any point of thought on this, sir? Oh, ma'am.
Not at all. Content matters, okay? It's the quality of your, answers that are more important than the quantity, okay? So worry not about page limit. Rather focus on the, quality of your
Exactly.
answers, and that is important for us, okay?
In fact, day before
So
yesterday, only one of the students called me up over phone and asked me this question. So then also I was explaining the same thing.
yeah,
It
yeah.
is not by the weight
Now,
of the assignment that we give the grades. It is by the quality of what you have written in it that places your
yeah, yeah.
grades. That's what I was trying to mention.
Certainly, no evaluator will be, counting the pages. All will
Exactly,
be, looking into the correct answers. Okay, they will be searching for correct answer. That is important.
exactly,
Okay.
sir. So, sir, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, ma'am, for your kind
Thank you,
presence.
sir.
And I also thank all the students who have joined us in this afternoon session. And, sir, we will definitely meet very soon with another session, sir. And it is
Yeah.
always a privilege and a matter of great happiness to have you with us, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And all. Thanks
Thanks,
all.
Dr. Rajesh. Thank Pramila ma'am.